Okay, this is part 2. And sorry again for part 1. Now that I look back at it, it was kind of suckish because I kept going like, yeah, huh, and like pausing for random stuff. So sorry about that. Hopefully this part's better. So, inside Rachel's date book that Olivia stole from her house at the crime scene, Olivia finds a check from Walter, who hired Rachel to pretend to be Peter's girlfriend and all this stuff. And so in Walter's story, he's like this mad scientist, but like not like exactly like Walter, because he created everything that's like good in the world, like lollipops and bubblegum and rainbows and a bunch of other stuff. And so Olivia goes to meet Walter, and then he talks about like all his inventions in this little book, and then he's like, I just invented something new also, singing corpses. And then suddenly, like behind him, like these corpses like sit up and they start singing Candyman, and it was pretty funny. Yeah. So after singing corpses, Walter says that Peter was his trusty lab partner and a trusty lab assistant, and then he disappeared one night along with Walter's glass heart, which is just like an artificial heart made of glass or whatever, but Peter stole it. So then Olivia decides that she wants to find Peter, so then she tries to find him, but then in a parking lot she's attacked by a mysterious man, and it turns out to be September, obviously when you see his face, and he like gets some weird weapon, a laser weapon that was used to kill Rachel, and so then he like slices it across her neck, and she's like, ah, it looks really painful, and I was just like freaking out because I was like, oh my gosh. And then he's like, don't stick your heart out where it doesn't belong. And I'm not sure, I didn't really see the metaphorical meaning in that. I know what it has to, yeah. Maybe because she was like putting her heart into her cases, like her emotion. Like, remember when Broyles was talking to her about that like a long time ago? But yeah. So Olivia did some research on the weapon, trying to find it, and then she found out that it was made by Massive Dynamic. And also when she was trying to look to find out what the weapon was, the guy, Brandon, I think that's his name, from Massive Dynamic, in the August, when he was talking about the observers with the tube thing, that was him. And yeah. And he does this weird little wing thing, like someone got a screenshot of it, but it was like really hilarious. And so she finds that the weapon was created by Massive Dynamic. So Olivia goes to Nina Sharp again and asks about the weapon, and then Nina says that one of her prototypes was stolen by a group of men called the Watchers, aka the Observers, but Walter calls them the Watchers in the story. So then Olivia secretly follows Nina back to her house because she doesn't trust her, and then she eavesdrops on a conversation that Nina is having with William Bell over like a screen, but like they're like in love or whatever. Like, it was really creepy. I mean, Leonard Nimoy's cool, but he was like, yes, my love, we will get the thing or whatever, and it was like, yeah. So Nina says that it was via a window to the other side, you know, the thing. So Peter is in possession of the glass heart, which is when Nina tells William Bell, and then if they take it from him, they'll be able to create a portal between the universes and finally reunite, and yay, all that. And so then Olivia's knocked unconscious because one of the Watcher guys finds her eavesdropping, so then she's on a boat now, and Nina Sharp and one of the Watchers, they put her in a coffin so that she can't find Peter Bishop or something, and they're like, oh, we're gonna drop you in the ocean now, and she's like, no, and she's all like freaking out, and so then she's in the water like about to drown, screaming, and then guess who rescues her? Peter. Oh, and it was like really nice, but well, I mean, she thought he was a bad person at the time, so it was kind of Olivia. Peter takes Olivia out of the coffin. He's like, I heard you were looking for me and stuff. And so then he takes Olivia back to his hideout house thing. When I saw the little part where they showed the house, it looked like the Bishop house. So, Yeah. And so at the hideout, Peter says that Walter isn't the nice guy he appears to be, and the only reason he created like all these like awesome stuff like rainbows and all that, the wondrous things, is because he stole them from children's dreams. And so like all the ideas that he created came from children's dreams. So now he had this whole map that like showed different points where the children's dreams have been taken, and it was like it started in the center and then it kind of branched out, like, and he called it was like, oh, it's a pattern, which is kind of like the pattern in the actual Fringe and all this stuff. So it connects to the real story if you really think about it a lot. And so that's the only reason Walter can make up all this stuff. So then Peter says that he was born with a glass heart, and he originally gave it to Walter, but he decided to take it back after he learned about what Walter did. So then they're talking, and well, she just woke up, and they were talking, and then he was like, what were they talking about? But then he was like, I really don't like dancing, but I take you. And then she was like, oh, why? And he's like, it seems like it'd be fun. It was like so adorable. Like she had really good emotions in that episode. Like through the course of 5 seconds, it was like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So classic awesome Anator stuff. So they're talking and all this stuff, and then suddenly this big giant like weird look. It looks like the cone from the Rogue from the Arrival, which is, if I remember this, I'm going to be like really happy. I think it's season 1, episode 4. Ha! I got it. I'm pretty sure that's it, right? Episode 4? Yeah. Well, I'm just going to go with that. It's either 4 or 14. I don't know. Oh, I'm so bad at this. So then this big thing comes through the wall, and then they're like, what? And then it turns out to be the Watchers. So then, like, this scene was like totally badass. Like, I was just like, oh my god, it's so badass. Because, like, suddenly, like, all these Watchers invade the hideout thing, and, like, Olivia and Peter are just running around, like, kicking tons of butt, like, like, killing all these people and stuff. And then Olivia's, like, walking around with her gun. And then Peter was like, I knew you were a good dancer. You really kind of rug out there. But then she was like, oh, yeah, you weren't so bad yourself. And then he's like, and then his shirt is opened up, and then there's like this big hole in it. He's like, Olivia, help me. I'm dying because they stole the glass heart. They stole the glass heart from Peter's chest. Oh no. And so then finally he says that she needs to put these batteries inside his chest to replace the heart, but they're only temporary. They don't last forever. So they need to quickly get the heart after she wires in the batteries. So the next scene is like the best scene ever, and I'll tell you about it in part 3.